Hi everyone, welcome to everyone's favorite news show, Bug World. I'm here on the RMIT campus. There's been a massive outbreak of tuberculosis. This is a very serious disease. I'm here now with Dr. SWATI. She'll give us more information for this. Dr. SWATI, how did this happen?
Well, the disease primarily occurs because of Mycobacterium tuberculosis. To know more information, let's check the source of the organism. Mycobacterium tuberculosis is a human pathogen. The source of Mycobacterium tuberculosis infection are patients who are infected by this bacteria. It can stay in humans for many years before reactivating to cause the disease. Mycobacterium tuberculosis infection starts by inhalation of the aerosol droplet in air by any respiratory secretion of the patient, such as talking, coughing, or sneezing. The aerosol droplets remain suspended in air from few minutes to several hours due to their small size. Nearby people breathe in the aerosol droplets, and by reaching the bacteria to their lungs, the infection.
Mycobacterium tuberculosis are non-motile, non-spore forming. They are obligate aerobes with a slow generation time of approximately 15 to 20 hours. Colonies form serpentine cords for this pathogen due to the presence of fatty acids in the cell wall that stick together. Its cell wall is unique in that it contains peptidoglycans and complex liquids. This gives it resistance to antibiotics, acidic, and alkaline compounds. It has an unusual waxy coating on its cell surface, and this coating makes the cells impermeable to gram staining. Therefore, it's also known as a ghost cell. Hi everyone, I'm now at RMIT's Microbiology laboratories. As you can see behind me, there's all these scientists working very hard to try to think of ways to isolate this dangerous pathogen. Here's some more information about the different isolation methods available.
M. tuberculosis can be isolated from sputum samples and can be cultured in the laboratories using solid media such as low-instant Jensen. Mycobacterium tuberculosis is positive for catalase as well as diacin production. Analytical techniques used for detection are PCR-based techniques, Maldi-Toff and prop-based techniques, and assaying.
Alright everyone, I'm leaving the RMIT campus now and looks like there's an infected student right here.
Help me, I'm coughing blood!
Here's some more information about the disease.
Mycobacterium tuberculosis inflicts a contagious infectious disease called tuberculosis. It could either be latent or active depending on the ability of the person's immune system to defend against. Tuberculosis most commonly affects the lungs. It can also occur outside of lungs, most commonly in the central nervous lymphatics, genitourinary systems, or in the bones and joints. Not everyone infected with TB bacteria becomes sick. Roughly 5% of the people infected with M. tuberculosis actually develops TB. Mycobacterium tuberculosis can settle in the lungs and begin to grow, and from there can move through the blood to other parts of the body. If a person has confirmed tuberculosis or is suspected of having tuberculosis, the patient should be immediately isolated to stop the transmission and begin a...
Despite the knowledge obtained in the last 100 or so years, this bacteria does not have classical virulence factors like those in other bacterial pathogens, such as toxins produced by Corynebacterium diphtheriae. The standard terms mortality and morbidity are used for a description of M. tuberculosis virulence. Mortality is a percentage of infected animals that die and is also measured as the time taken for an animal to die after being infected. Bacterial load, however, is the number of bacteria found in the infected host after the initial infection. Again, thanks for tuning into this week's episode of Bug's World. Now, before we go, we've had a miraculous recovery from the patient earlier. Maria!
I'm healthy now.
Alright, now before you go, we have a bunch of interesting facts for you. Just remember to celebrate Tuberculosis Day on the 24th of March, and here's a bunch of interesting facts about the disease. Robert Koch identified and described the bacillus causing tuberculosis on the 24th of March, 1882. Later on in history, pasteurization processes in milk reduced the risk of transmission dramatically in the 1990s. Tuberculosis is the leading cause of death in the world from a bacterial infectious disease. The disease affects 1.8 billion people each year. 1/4 of the world's population is infected with tuberculosis. It is the leading killer of people who are HIV infected. Tuberculosis probably emerged as a pathogen of our early ancestors approximately 20,000 years ago in East Africa. Typical tuberculosis lesions containing acid-fast bacilli have been identified in both Egyptian and Peruvian mummies. Tuberculosis was also associated with vampires. When a member of the family died from TB, the other infected members would lose their health slowly. Therefore, it was believed that the person who died was draining the life of the others.